Okay, so let's start today seated in the center of your mat in a comfortable seated position. And we'll start by just taking some shoulder rolls backwards. And let's do a few the other direction, forwards. And then let's do some nice big neck rolls, leading with your chin, going to the right. Just slowly getting into the neck. If there's any cracks that happen, that's totally normal. And when you come back to center, pause and then go the other direction. And then again, when you come back to center, pause. And then we're going to start doing some chest rolls here. So let's just make a big circle, leading with your chest forward and around, adding some movement into the spine. And then once you come back to center, go the other direction. Okay, then when you've done a few of those, come back to the center of your mat. Inhale both of your arms above your head. And this time we'll come down to the right side, doing a lateral stretch, reaching your left fingertips towards the right, and gently looking up to the sky, keeping both of your sit bones grounded. And on your next exhale, come through center, and we'll do that on the other side, reaching your right fingertips all the way towards the left side of your mat. From here, let's come back to center and meet me in a tabletop position with your shoulders above your wrists and your hips above your knees. And we're going to start here with some gentle cat cows, inhaling, arching your spine, looking up, letting the tops of your feet relax down on the mat. And exhale, round your spine, look towards your belly. Let's do that some more times. Inhaling, arching the spine into cow, and exhaling, rounding into cat. So please do that a few more times, working with your own breath. And on your next inhale, come back to a neutral spine. Tuck the toes under. Engage the core by sending your belly button to your lower back. And we're going to press into the hands and hover the knees above the mat in a bear stance. Hold, really thinking about engaging your core, looking forward, lengthening the back of your neck. And exhale, press back into downward facing dog. Walk out your dog here. Pedal your feet slowly. Maybe move your hips a little bit. That feels nice. And then let's come back into a plank position. Again, really activating your core here. And let's just move back and forth between downward facing dog and plank a few times. So exhaling on your way to downward dog and inhaling on your way to plank. Really focusing on those big, deep inhales and exhales. So do that a few more times, working with the rhythm of your own breath, inhaling forward and exhaling back. The next time you find yourself in downward dog, pause. And I'd just like you to take notice of where your hands and your feet are. So this is your foundation for downward dog. So the better your foundation is in each yoga pose, the stronger you'll be able, or the easier maybe you'll be able to hold each pose. So here, think about really spreading your fingers wide, giving yourself a nice foundation with your palms, pressing into your knuckles down into the mat. And as you lift your hips up and back, think about reaching your chest down towards the ground and lengthening the inner heels down towards the mat. Your feet can be hip distance apart. The closer your feet are together, the more of a hip opener this will be. So if you step your feet a little bit wider, if you have tight hips, that might be a little bit easier to stay stable here and get your heels closer to the mat. So it's up to you where you want your feet positioned. Okay, let's come back into a plank and exhale. Bring yourself all the way down to the ground. And I'd like to work with some back bends here. So first, start by just crossing your arms in front of you, resting your forehead on your hands. And we're going to start with a locust position, but just the back body first, or just the legs. So in this position, really ground your belly button and your pelvis into the mat. And on an inhale, think about engaging your glutes to lift the legs, lifting above the knees. And we'll hold this for 3, 2, 1, release. Let's do that a few more times. So again, pressing your stomach into the mat, and on an inhale, engaging your glutes and lifting your legs as high as possible, lifting from above your knee for 3, 2, 1, release. And let's do that one more time. Inhale your legs up, squeezing those glutes, gluing the insides of your legs together for 3, 2, 1, release. Now we're going to add on the arms here. So lengthen your arms in front of you, straight out in front of you. And we're going to do the same thing with the legs, but this time we're also going to lift the chest and the arms up as well, looking forward. Okay. So on your next inhale, engage your glutes, lift your legs, and lift your chest and your arms. Look forward. We'll hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. All right, and then we're going to take this up one notch further and come into a half bow. So let's start with the left leg. So bending your left knee and trying to reach for the foot, the outside of the foot with the left hand, keeping the right side of the body where it is. And if you're not able to grab your foot, just do the locust pose again instead of this one. So on your next inhale, you're going to again engage the glutes, press the left foot into the hand to lift yourself, lifting your chest, lifting your right arm, and release. Good job. Let's do that again one more time. Again, pressing the top of the foot into your left hand. And inhale, lift, 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 lift. Look forward. And release. Okay, let's switch legs. So this time, bend your right knee and hold the top of the right foot with your right hand. And again, same thing, just on the right side here. So in your next inhale, lift your knee and your chest, press your foot into your hand, and release. And we'll do that one more time. On an inhale, lift, bring your knee up, press into your hand, lift your chest and arm, and release. Nice job. Okay, so we're going to put that all together, and if those past few poses were feeling good to you, great. If not, just hang out in a child's pose, because I don't want you to get too deep into your lower back. But if you're feeling okay, then I'd like you to bend both of your knees, and we'll come into a full bow position here. So holding the outsides of your feet with both of your hands. On an inhale, we'll lift up, pressing the tops of the feet into the hands, looking forward, engaging the glutes, and release. Nice work. Okay, let's press back into a closed kneed child's pose here. Letting your arms extend out towards the front of your mat with your palms facing down. Just give the lower back a little rest here. Walk your hands towards the right side of your mat, keeping your hips and your legs where they are. And this will give you a stretch into the left side body. So breathe deeply all along from your armpit down to your hip bone. And exhale, come back to center. And then walk your hands to the left side of your mat and breathe deeply into the right side body. Okay, let's come back to center, pressing into the hands and coming into a tabletop position. And this time, I'd like you to bring your right foot forward towards the top of your mat and leave your left knee grounded on the floor. We'll inhale the arms up into a nice low lunge here, letting the psoas on the left side relax and release down. Breathing deeply here. Then I'd like you to plant your left hand on the ground and come into a twisted low lunge here. Sending your right arm up towards the sky. And on your next exhale, ground both of your hands. Meet me back in a plank position. And take a chaturanga or just make your way to the ground. Inhale into upward facing dog or modification like cobra. And exhale, press yourself back into downward facing dog. Again here, let's check in with our foundation and just observe where our body landed here. If you'd like to make any adjustments, you can do that now. And from here, let's step the left foot forward, grounding the right knee. And we're going to come into that low lunge on the other side, inhaling the arms up. Breathing deeply here, opening the front of the right leg and the back of the left leg. And let's place the right hand down on the mat now, and we'll come into a twisted low lunge on the other side. Okay, on your next exhale, ground your hands, meet me back in plank position. Look forward, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. From here, I'd like you to step your feet to the outsides of your hands, coming into a yogic squat. And if this is really challenging for you, just feel free to come up higher, or you can also place a block or some elevation underneath your hips so you can sit comfortably. And here, you can put your hands in prayer, use your elbows to press your knees open to get deeper into the hips. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale to engage the glutes to open the knees even wider. If crow is within your practice and you'd like to go into that now, feel free. If not, though, I'd like you to come with me into a twist. So ground your left hand and we'll inhale the right arm up, twisting the upper body towards the right. Looking up towards the sky. Breathing deeply here. And exhale back to center. Switch hands, rounding the right palm this time, and inhaling the left arm up towards the sky. On your next exhale, come back down to center. And if you are in crow or practicing your crow setup, you can come out. And then I'd like you to press into your hands, lift your hips up, and just heel toe your feet towards one another. So from here, I'd like to go into just a ragdoll position. So hold your elbows on either side, folding at your hips here and not folding from your lower back. Relax your head and just gently shake out the upper body. Do what feels good here. Maybe nod your head yes, shake your head no, releasing the neck. And on your next inhale, just let your arms go. Lift your chest forward to come into half standing. And from here, I'd like you to plant your hands on the mat once again. And this time, step your right foot back, keeping your knee lifted. So we're going to come into a twisted high lunge this time with your right hand grounded, inhaling your left arm up. And from here, if you'd like to add on, come into a prayer position with your hands. And you can come into a twisted side angle here. Pressing the elbow to lift and turn the chest. And from here, I'd like you to come back to center, spin your right heel down and open up into a warrior two position with your left foot in front, your left knee bent. Engage the arms here, spread them wide. And then inhaling into peaceful warrior, bring your right hand onto your back leg and inhale your left arm up over your head. On an exhale, cartwheel your arms down. And here I'd like you to heel toe your left foot towards the left edge of your mat. You can either keep your back knee lifted, or you can ground the back knee to make this a little bit easier. Let your left foot roll so that your pinky toe edge of your foot is grounded on the mat. And this is your lizard position. Now, this is quite a deep hip opener. So if this feels really uncomfortable, you can always come out. You can also come up higher, maybe with blocks, and then work on coming down lower to the ground. Or if you're already here and this feels comfortable, you can come down onto your elbows, or even bring your entire chest down towards the mat. All right, let's press back into the hands, ground the foot. And from here, come back into a plank position. Let's take a vinyasa. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, so let's do all of that on the other side now. So bringing your right foot forward, and here, dropping the left knee, or yes, dropping the left knee. No, sorry, keeping it up. What are we doing? We're gonna come into high lunge on this side. So grounding your left hand and inhaling your right arm up into a twist. And from here, if you'd like to add on, you can bring your hands into prayer and twist so that your left elbow is on top of your right knee into a deeper twist here. And then on your next inhale, ground the back foot, cartwheel the arms, coming into a warrior two position, this time with your right knee bent. Lift the chest up towards the sky, really energize your fingertips, that your arms are not hanging like this, but they're filled with energy. And inhale back into peaceful warrior, dropping the left hand on the left leg, and inhaling the right fingertips above your head. All right, exhale, let's spin down to the ground, grounding both of your hands. And this time we'll come into lizard on the other side. So heel toe your right foot towards the right edge of your mat. And then optionally drop the back knee. And from here, open up your foot so that the pinky toe edge of your foot is grounded on the mat. And again, take this to whatever level feels good for you today. So you can stay here, or if you'd like, you can come down closer to the ground. On your next inhale, come back to your hands, and let's press back into a plank. Option to take a vinyasa here, or just meet me in downward facing dog. Let's take some deep breaths here in downward facing dog. Notice if your hamstrings and your legs feel any different since the beginning of class. Maybe your shoulders feel a little bit different. And from here, look towards the top of your mat and walk your feet towards the top of your mat, inhaling to lengthen into half standing, Exhale, fold. And inhale, come back up to standing. Okay, let's do a standing side stretch. So inhale, both of your arms above you, and grab hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to lean gently towards your left. Giving yourself a nice big stretch on the right side. If you cross your, no, never mind. Okay. On your next inhale, come back up to center, and we'll do that on the other side. So grabbing hold of your left wrist, inhaling to lengthen, and exhale to gently lean towards your right. Inhale back to center and release your arms. Take it out a little bit. Let's take a vinyasa back to the ground. So from the top of your mat, inhale your arms up, relax and fold. Inhale to look forward, and exhale, step both of your feet back into a plank position. From here, take a knees, chest, chin to the ground. Inhale, and actually we're going to stay in a cobra position here. So grounding your elbows on the floor. Let's just come into a nice gentle back bend. Slowly winding down our class. And from here, release the chest, place your palms next to the side of your body, and press back into a child's pose. Again, a closed-kneed child's pose. So let's do one more gentle inversion to get into the neck a little bit. It's going to be your rabbit pose. So bringing your hands around towards the back of your legs, holding onto your heels here. I'd like you to inhale and gently lift your hips as you roll to the top to the crown of your head. Don't place much weight in the crown of your head. Instead, think about holding onto your heels and really grounding through your legs to stabilize your body, and your head is just gently resting on the mat. Exhale, come back to child's pose. And on your next inhale, let's do that one more time. Really opening into the upper back here as well. And exhale, release. Gently roll yourself slowly back up to a seated position on your mat. And we'll close off the practice with a deep inhale together. So inhaling your arms up above your head, look up towards the sky. And exhale your hands down to your chest. Bow your head towards your heart. Namaste. Okay, thanks everyone.